Welcome back to my channel. My name is Perseverance Marimeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining in for the first time, welcome to the family. Please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. Today, we are having one of those random lives because I can barely sleep. And I want us to talk about the recent story that I posted of a baby mama who is 13 and a baby daddy who is 40. And the mother of the 13-year-old who has a baby got the father, who is 40 years old, arrested for statutory RAPE. So as a result, the 13-year-old who is the baby mama is angry at her mother because the mother got her boyfriend arrested. Like, I believe that there are so many 40-year-olds who have 13-year-olds, right now as we speak. And if you're a 40, let me move back a bit. If you're a 40-year-old and you have a 13-year-old, and that 13-year-old has a baby, that means that you're old enough to be a grandfather of the baby that you made, right? Yeah, she did. I see a comment here on TikTok where somebody is saying she did what a mother is supposed to do. Honestly speaking, before we even got to that topic, there was another person who actually was in a similar situation, kind of, but her situation was that she was sexually violated. It was not a matter of her having had a relationship with an older person, and the families had to talk and sweep it under the carpet, and now the baby is born. Although she tried so many times to get rid of the baby is still alive, to a point where they had to negotiate as families, and the baby was kept by the father side of the family. Remember, the mother was violated, for the baby to be conceived, but the family swept it under the carpet. So in our communities, guys, I'm not even coming for our black communities, ne? But in our communities, if we being honest, completely honest, sweeping such things under the carpet is such a norm. I see a comment here from Michelle on YouTube saying that the mother did well. The 13-year-old child will thank her mom one day. Kanti, what do these go? You know what? And in the same video, Michelle, I said that I don't know how many times I've done videos where I've been reprimanding, for lack of a better word, men to say, stay away from kids. And every time when they come for me, because they do come for me, like, obviously I don't care, but they do come for me. So when they come for me, they say, whether you are old, you are gray, your body count is high, so you are jealous of these young flames, ma 2000, alinyesa, so you are now jealous, and what. That's what they say to me, right? And now a guy is in jail. Like, what is so enticing? What is so enticing with a 13-year-old? Are you sick? Are you sick? Like, guys, there are so many people in the comment section. Like, people are divided, and I feel like I have not even commented. I've not even responded to any comment because people have just been, you know, running with whatever opinions that they have. With a lot of people, siding with the mom, but some people are actually blaming the mom, saying, "Why were you not safeguarding your kid? What are you teaching your kid?" I mean, we as adult women, in my big age, I can be dribbled by a man. How many of us here on these two lives combined, TikTok and YouTube, how many of us have been dribbled by men? And how many men have dribbled you in your entire life? Some of us, we are even returned soldiers because life has been dribbling us. Men have been dribbling us even when we are adults. So if a man can dribble you at your big age, what about a child? If a man can groom you at your big age, what about a child? And remember, as a mother, in as much as we say we teach our kids morals and whatever, guys, listen. If as a mother, a grown mother, you can be groomed by a narcissist, and you, because of your own childhood issues, somebody can get away with abusing you for years and years and years. What about your child? You get what I'm saying? What about your child? Happy, a child is just a child, guys. Come on. A child is just a child. And it's easy for a child to be manipulated compared to an adult. Okay, guys, my sight is really, really bad, even when I'm wearing contact lenses. But let me read the comments. The problem, the kids these days are exposed to so much. They rush into things. It's hectic. But honestly speaking, babe, we have had teenage pregnancies for a long time. Even in our age, there were people who were falling pregnant as kids, regardless of what kids are exposed to. And then, in my honest opinion, I feel like kids of today, they are more well informed than us, because yes, from time to time you'll get kids who fall pregnant, who do this and that, but they have so much more information. They have a lot of access to a lot of things compared to us, meaning that they're in a better position to take good care of themselves. But with all of that, like I said, we are failing to protect ourselves from people who are grooming us, people who are narcissists as adults. What about a 13-year-old? Let's shoot to kill that thing. It's a shoot to kill type of situation. And then somebody here is saying on TikTok, even a 20-year-old for a 13-year-old. Yeah, a 13-year-old is a baby, man. A 13-year-old is a baby. I mean, what are you doing with a 13-year-old? You know? Since we lost humanity, imagine sleeping with a 2-year-old thing, 13-year-old. Hey, you know what? It's a lot. There's a lot that's going on. Literally, in as much as you can groom the child and prepare them mentally to have intercourse with them at a young age, at the end of the day, that is them being violated by you. You are the adult here. And with the people who are saying, when I as the mother, where were you? Your kid should know how to run away from old men because of the teachings that you give them. So can we now say the 40-year-old, the mother of the 40-year-old failed as a parent? Because obviously the mother of the 40-year-old failed, because if the mother of the 40-year-old didn't fail, he would have raised a man who has morals. From 13 years, by the time that man gets to 40, he should be having morals, but he failed. So the problem does not start with the mother of the 13-year-old right now who is being violated and has a baby with a 40-year-old. Let's start, if we're going to be questioning mothers for badly raising kids to a point where they don't have morals and values, let's start by the mother of the 40-year-old, because even wherever she is, she's old, she's on pension. Let's question her first. You get what I mean? Because our kids go to school. Guys, we in our times, even times before us, teachers have been dating students. Masarafina. Teachers have been dating students. So we have been growing up with pedophiles. You get what I mean? Some of us, we thank God, we were not cute enough to be like enticing to teachers. Oh, I thank God, my Jesus. Oh, Jehovah. And also the fact that some of us were fortunate because my dad is a teacher. So the fact that there's no other teacher who dare come anywhere near me because my dad is there. You get what I mean? So we can't be acting like now it's only kids, it's my 2000 who are too forward. Too forward where? When parents, when kids, when even in our age, teenagers have been impregnated by their teachers. Like right now, let's go all the way back. Like a recent episode that we're watching here, McG, right? Yesterday, I think I watched the McG episode yesterday where his mother was being interviewed. That woman was 17 years old when she conceived him. And the father was 25. Already it's illegal. But these things have been normalized from a long time ago. And it's just that right now, because they're happening right now, and at least the law is strengthening, you know, it's tightening, it's getting tighter and tighter. We make it seem like, it's a new thing. No, it's not. It's always been happening. People have been getting away with violating kids because they're sick in the head. They want to groom kids. What is so enticing about a kid? You don't want your age mate. Why? There's something wrong with you. There's something about how men are raised. Yeah, but then it's not all men, babe. You get what I mean? It's not all men, because there are men who are really, really good men, genuinely good men out there, you know? And I can imagine how it's like to be a good man and be surrounded by people who are making you look bad all the time, you know? Because honestly speaking, nobody's an angel. Women as well. We have women who are treating men like trash, and they are the worst. And they give women, they give men the worst type of treatment. I speak to these men on a daily, you know. I have a friend that we are planning on doing something together for men and women, and the people that call on his lives are people who are crying that, you know, she doesn't want me to see the baby. She has found a new boyfriend now. She's made the new boyfriend my baby's father. Now she has replaced me, but this is my baby. I've been bonding with this baby from birth. I cut the umbilical cord. I love this baby. Mothers are also capable. Everybody's capable of being toxic. It's not even about the gender. You get what I mean? Okay, let me read the comments here on YouTube. Operating Floor says 40-year-old person has no business with a teenager. Yeah, it is evil. Hey, that's just pure evil. Yeah, it is evil. It is evil. And you would then see, Huri, something is wrong in the head of that 40-year-old, and whatever it is that is wrong, they're transferring it to the child. Because if you're sick in the head to that degree, and you are able to get to a teen, A 13-year-old, you are transferring that which is in your head, that sickness that is in your head, you are transferring it to that child. Do you get what I mean? Because if you approach that child as a father figure, that child would respect you and they would run away from you. But there's something sickening about you that you would deduce yourself to that child's age, or you would do whatever tricks that are there for you to actually to end up laying down with it. How insecure are you with your manhood that you are willing to show it to a 13-year-old Sana? Miss T is saying, I know I'm a mother, ne? But I'm not ready to be a mother, Shem. I say this all the time. A lot of instances make me say that, that I know I'm a mother, but I'm not ready, you know. And I do get I know exactly what you're saying when you say you're a mother but you're not ready to be a mother, because um when you're a mother to an infant, it's one thing. But as the babies are growing older and they're being exposed to a lot of things, and there's a lot more, because a lot of us think that only small babies are a lot of work. Once the babies grow bigger, then it's not a lot of work. And as the babies grow, also your job is growing. You still have a lot more things to do. You get scared now. The babies are being exposed to more things. The more you think you are done, the more you're not done. And when they grow older and they have kids of their own, it's getting even yo guys, it's a lot. You'll never ever be ready to be a mom, unfortunately. Nothing ever prepares. That's why when people say they don't want to have kids, I don't judge them. And when people pressurize other people to have kids, I always wonder, oh, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Saina is saying that imagine what's going in that 40-year-old's house if he's married with children. Hey, yes, mom, I have no idea. And for all we know, you could find that really he is a man who is married with kids. And the way they're so sick, these people, some of these people, their kids are even older than the people that they're sleeping with. That's how sick they are. That's how sick they are. Your kid is older than the kid that you see, the kid that entices you. You must be really, really sick in the head for you to get to a point where you're enticed by a teenager. When you're a parent to a teenager, you even have a wife. It's so sick. It's so sick. But anyway, yeah, guys, since I couldn't sleep, I just thought, hey, let me bring it to the people and hear who is here and what they have to say about the topic, because it is so disturbing. Hey, cousin Kaz, guys, see my cousin Chipiwa Sadiki there, my uncle's child. Love you, Kaz. I just wanted to hear what you guys had to say about this topic, because I could see that there's a lot of engagement. And the way I'm so overwhelmed, I've not even gotten myself to a point where I could comment, because it's a lot. And for the first couple of hours, it was only women who were commenting on that, and all the women who were commenting, they were focusing more on just applauding the mother to say, listen, you've done well by reporting, don't worry, the kid will grow older and she'll understand. And obviously, her mental capacity as a 13-year-old cannot comprehend the reality of life. As she grows older, she'll realize that actually, the mother did well. And even if it means it's going to take 10 years for the child to actually realize that, no, the mother actually did well by getting the guy arrested. But eventually, she will. Because I feel like it's better to heal from that. It's better to have a child having to heal from that than having a child having to heal from the fact that you let the perpetrator go. Or you negotiated with the perpetrator. The perpetrator actually bought you off bought your silence. You get what I mean? That's even worse. You get? That's even worse. Misty says, I know. Oh, I've already read that one. John says that. Oh, you're from Scotland. Hi, John. Who do we have here? We have a comment from Tepo. It's very heartbreaking, man. Yeah, as I was saying, that now men only started coming in, I think, today. That's when I started seeing a lot of comments from men. Did I invite somebody? Did I accept? What happened? Oh, there's somebody who's coming through. I want somebody to say my feelings. Hey, Kaz. You added me. Did I add you? Yes, Kaz. Oh, how are you? I'm great, thanks. How are you? I'm good. So what is your take on this whole issue? I want to hear your opinion. Bring that American English of yours. I literally got that.
I literally just got here and I missed the whole topic, hey?
The topic was about the baby who is 13 years old, who has a baby with a man who is 40 years old. And the mother of that 13-year-old got the man arrested for statutory rape. But the baby, the 13-year-old, is angry at her mom for getting her baby daddy arrested. So the mom was asking us, is she wrong or was she wrong? Is she a bad mother for having the 40-year-old arrested for making a baby with her 13-year-old?
Honestly, she's not wrong for getting the guy arrested. I mean, that's statutory rape. We cannot deny that the child was violated, and it's
Yeah,
the mother's duty to protect her child. So,
yeah.
regardless that these people made a child together, the child need to understand the rape. This was very wrong of the guy to do. So she just need to accept, already, this happened. It needs to be done, already. The guy needs to be arrested. Because
Yeah.
if we allow this whole thing to go on, it means we're gonna be brought into silence. I feel like a lot of us black people, we allow ourselves to be victimized and we just keep quiet about it for the sake of what are people gonna say. Like, we just love money to a point where we just agree to be paid off. And we know this thing's gonna
Yes.
haunt us in the future.
I totally agree with you, cuz because there's somebody actually who said the same thing, to say her family, the person who actually violated her, the family came and bought and paid the price, so they now took the baby. Yeah, and she was raped. It was not a relationship, so they took her baby, they gave it to the father side of the family, and the father is the one that actually raped her. She does not have a relationship with the baby daddy or the child. She does not feel anything for the child because she'd never wanted that child. So you see, the family has actually sold her out. Literally, the family paid, like they took money in in the place of her healing and her getting closure and all the things that she deserves. And we really, like you're saying, we really do let a lot of things slide by just paying things off. And we really have to get to a point where we need to understand that our mental and emotional well-being is more important than money. I mean, you can't pay me off 5,000 for the damages of you damaging me emotionally, and you think that's gonna make the pain disappear. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. In the long run, this thing is gonna come back to haunt the mother already. I
Yeah,
was raped, I never got to heal, I never got my justice. And the
yeah,
child will still need an explanation on why did you allow this to happen? Like,
yeah.
even the family, why would they do something like that? Who does that? Like, they're covering up everything
Cause
that the guy
let me
did.
tell you something. You see, people in the olden days, the way they are so wired in a different way. It's because a lot of things were never spoken openly. You see, the way that I'm breaking these norms and just talking about these taboo topics, they were never spoken about before, and that's how people were getting away with these things. And right now, that's why people like me, your cousin, who are loudmouths, they're a problem because they are bringing people's things out in the open. So that's how people were able to get away with these things in the past. I see somebody here on YouTube asking, or how do you join the conversation? Actually, the conversation, you can only join it when you request to be a guest on TikTok, right? On YouTube, we're just doing it so that at least we can have the recording recorded, so that for those who want to watch tomorrow or whatever, they will have it available. But if you actually want to join the live and engage, like speak to me, you're gonna have to hop over from YouTube to TikTok, all right? Kazi, I really appreciate you joining in, even though I accidentally added you. I appreciate your input. I think you said a mouthful, and I can brag now on record.
You should be sleeping, but it's a good thing that you're talking about this whole thing, hey?
Yeah, man, because I couldn't sleep. So I was like, hey, you know what? Because I can see, I don't know if you saw the video that I had posted, because there's a lot of engagement which is happening in the video, and it's so overwhelming for me. I've not even gotten to like respond and like see people's comments and respond to them. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let me just do a live and ask people what they think about the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, I see Michelle here is saying that men have been doing wild things for years and years, and it was normalized. There's this other. Let me tell you something. There's this other conference that I was once invited to. It was packed with men, and they were saying that I should speak at that conference, right? And the first thing that I said is that men are to women what the apartheid government was and still is to black people, because all the things that black people faced during apartheid. some of us, we are still facing, or some people are still facing these things in private places. That's why you will see from time to time videos of people being exposed of being racist, even though we are way past the racism era. Only people who will be exposed or who will be caught on camera, they will be held accountable. But the rest of the people who are going through all these things and they are not being held accountable, they are still doing it and they're still getting away with it. And if nobody came and said this is wrong, they were still going to continue doing it. So there are so many things that men have been doing in relationships where it was legalized, it was normalized before, that now when they say it's illegal for you to do it, it's illegal for you to actually lay your hand on your woman, for you to force yourself on your woman. As long as they're doing it privately, they feel like it's okay as long as nobody sees it, you know. And the minute when you do it and now you kill somebody, or you do it to a point where it's now beyond control, now it's in the public, then it becomes a problem. So that's why I'm saying, well, the two things are related in a sense that so far yet so close yet so far away, because we are only liberated in the public eye, but behind closed doors we are still as chained, because people are still getting away with the same thing that they used to get away with from like before. You get what I mean? Yeah. We have a new open floor. We have open floor. Kazi, thank you so much, my love. I really appreciate you, and I love you so much.
All right, no problem. Love you. Take care.
Sharpers. Hey, open floor.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my love.
Oh, okay. How you doing, Madam Speaker?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So I was the one that was asking the question on the YouTube, because I was on YouTube live before I crossed over here.
Oh yeah, I see. I see.
Yeah, so I didn't know you were live on both TikTok and YouTube at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, I didn't touch up in the beginning as in to really understand the topic really, but if I just kind of say what I understand so far, it's like older people, like older men going after younger kids, generally.
Yes.
For me, I think it's very, there's a mental issue that is kind of going on in the part of the adult. You understand what I mean? Because any adult that will look at a child and feel some kind of attraction to them, I don't know what that is. There's nothing there that is not known. There's something that need to be taken care of psychologically for the adults that's been ignored all this time, and then they are taking that out of a child. You know what I mean? Because as a child, the attraction doesn't discriminate whether this person is my age or this person is older than me. You understand what I mean? Because they are a child, they are still growing. Their brain has not fully grown yet. You understand what I mean? So attraction is attraction. It doesn't matter who they. So, and then they will not be able to differentiate that the attraction that's coming from this adult is a manipulation, really.
It's grooming.
Because it is a manipulation, because at the end of the day, the kids are vulnerable to begin with. Even if you grow up in a good home where you have your mother and your father and you get everything you need as a child, feelings is one of the things that you cannot deny, whether you are old or young, right? If you are feeling attraction towards something or someone, that's what it is. You can't switch it off. You know what I mean? So if an adult who is coming to a child and manipulating them in a way to get their trust, because that's how they start.
Yes.
They first get their trust, and they pretend like they are nice people and all of that. And then once the kids develop that attraction, it's very hard. Even as an adult, when you develop an attraction for another adult, it's hard to break it off, even if it doesn't work out. So imagine for a child, you know what I mean? It is normal for that particular teenager to be mad at her mother at this point, because her level of thinking cannot understand why, like, oh, this guy liked me, I love him. I mean, you see, but it's a common problem for us, especially in Africa. For number one, we don't talk about it more enough. Number two, there's some form of secrecy, like there's no another adult that's going to scorn another adult, right? And then it's no, and in most cases, there is no adult that usually scorn men. They scorn women, but they don't scorn, like, they don't let the men know that this is wrong and just call a spade, like, go get help. If you need to get help, this is not normal. Like, just say to them, like, this is just so wrong for any adult to be looking at a child and feel some kind of attraction to them. For me, it's so sick. I don't like it at all. It's a turn off for me.
Yeah. It's more like the idea that they have is that as long as you don't get caught, it's okay, you can do it. Nobody calls they don't call each other out to say, once you have feelings like this, then you need to run and check yourself with a psychologist or psychiatrist to say, why am I feeling like this about a child? Something is wrong with me. It's more like, as long as I'm not caught, I can do it.
Yeah, it's you know, and again, it's a lot of them, like you said, even in secondary school, even in primary school.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I remember when I was in primary school in the 80s, you know, like you said, for most of us that we are not attractive enough to attracted to, because it's like you have to be a teacher who maybe you are you develop so early, you know, kind of thing. You got breast, you know what I mean, and then you are pretty enough. Those old adult teacher will be going after them. It's like even in my younger mind then, I couldn't comprehend, like, how in the world an adult will look at the primary school girls and feel some kind of attraction to them. Like,
and they normalize
that? Like,
it.
that doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, it's very repulsive to me. It has always been repulsive. Even in my younger mind, when I didn't even know what it was, I knew that was not normal. That was not normal. Yeah.
Oh, I think we need to speak more about it. I feel like this live, at least it's one thing that we've done, but I think we need to have more open engagements about these things, make an awareness so that people can come out in numbers as much as we can, so that those who are actually culprits, they would stop, you know, and if they're being called out as loud as we possibly can, then we can make a difference and we can make a change. Because I feel like one of the reasons why people are getting away with this thing is because we never speak about these topics like on a public platform like this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. And then everybody individually, we all have a responsibility, because everything starts from your home. You know what I mean? If you have an uncle or cousins or those old aged people that they just don't know how to maintain their boundaries, and you see them, call them out. You know, like, sir, you know,
instead of this whole thing,
again,
instead of this whole thing that our families does, our black communities does, of actually paying it off to say, Hush will pay so much damages just for damage control, you know, because that's what actually happens.
Yeah, and then another thing is, you know, there's a shush, like, don't let anybody hear, you know, I don't want my child to be labeled, you know, I don't want people to see my child as defective in a way, but at the same time, in the process where we are trying to protect the child, we are protecting the abuser at the same time, you know what I mean? Because in a lot of parents, they do not want their to expose their children or their child to the world, and for the world to know that this happened to them at the early age, you know what I mean? So in the process of that, we are not doing anything so we just kind of say, let's just shush, don't talk about it. Then not only that, even when we are ignoring the abuser, we are not helping the victim either.
Exactly.
Because you see, which is the most important part of this situation, because a lot of children went on by their life, go through all of that without talking to anybody, without able to express how they feel, and then the outcome of that showed up as an adult in different form that in most cases, it's either they're having trouble with the relationship or they can't cope with the relationship. I mean, you know, all of those things that we repress as a child is going to show up again as an adult, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And
it's going to affect your relationships.
Without addressing it. Exactly. It's a lot. It's really a lot that we have to deal with as an Africans, that it's just, we just sweep everything under the carpet.
True, you know, it's a lot. And also, besides you struggling with relationships, it also affects your kids as well, because your kids have to a certain degree suffer the consequences of the fact that you have so much brokenness in you and you have not healed from a lot of things. You get what I mean?
Exactly. And then again, there's a transfer of trauma from parents to children, right? And this is the example of that, because for a 13-year-old who's sleeping with a 40-year-old, it's not her fault. You know what I mean? It's not her fault. And then by the time she will realize that she has been taken advantage, she can't realize that right now, because of course it's a child, right? Eventually, she will, whether she like it or not, she will realize it as she grow older, right? And then by the time she grow older, no matter how the trauma showed up as an adult, and then she become mothers, there's a transfer of that trauma
To
from
the
her
child.
to her own child.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? It started with one person, and if care is not taken, it might not end for the next 4 or 5 generations if the first incident never taken care of properly or listened to, or just let the child know that it's never her fault, that the adult is the one that is his fault. You know what I mean? Because again, the child now would think that she's in love with this man, old man. It was a lot. It's just too much.
Yeah, you may find that even the child has daddy issues, It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you know what? I feel like we one day at a time, one live at a time, one engagement at a time, we can definitely do this. But I feel like there's still a lot of work that we need to do. But I do believe that we can do it. We can raise these awarenesses. We can encourage mothers to actually speak out, let their kids speak out, let the men who are actually abusing kids be held accountable. Those that are actually thinking about it or are watching these videos and they're having thoughts and feelings towards kids, they must run and get help so that they don't end up being locked up like all these other ones that are being locked up right now.
Yeah, I comment that child mother. I really, because it takes a lot of courage to actually stand up. And that's another aspect of it, because a lot of mothers, they don't know how to stand up for their child, or they don't have the resources.
I see somebody on the comments was saying that it's because of the stigma. Somebody on the comment was saying it's because of the stigma that comes with your child being violated, where you feel like your child has to carry the shame for the rest of their lives. So sometimes you keeping quiet, it's you trying to protect the child. Yeah, so in a lot of ways, it's not because the parent doesn't want to do anything, or they are hurt by what happened to their child, but in a way they depends on where you are or where you live, or your environment will determine whether the cause of the action. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, but in a lot of ways, it's like, and then mother themselves, when they are going through their own trauma sometimes, that they haven't dealt with yet, that one can contribute to how they deal with their own child too. True. There's a whole lot of factors if that goes into stuff like that to know what to do and to know how to take the right step when things like that happen. Yeah. But I tell my kids all the time, because I have 2 girls and a boy, but I tell my both boys and girls, I always, because you find a way to teach them how to, say no, how to not only recognize a bad situation or a bad person, but how to react in that moment. Yes. Because to say it is very easy. When you are in that situation, it's very difficult. Sometimes I told my kids, I say, for every situation, it takes courage. Like everybody, we all have courage in ourselves, right? But when we find ourselves in a situation that is not a good situation, it takes courage to speak up, to say no. And if you cannot say no with words, you have to say no with action. You know what I mean? Like, you have to fight, because kids are so scared of adults sometimes. When adults are doing bad things to them, they are so scared to even voice, say, don't do this to me. Yeah. It takes a lot of courage. Even some adults, it takes a lot of courage to speak up for themselves. Imagine for a child. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we have to continuously encourage them. Our children, yes, to say, even if you are scared, which is okay, you might be scared, but you have to find that courage to say no, to move away, or to run away, or to tell somebody. That part is very huge, because something happened to them, to trust their parent enough early, and to trust them right away, to be able to speak to their parents, to say, this person did this to me. And for them to trust how they are feeling around somebody. Trust your feelings. Like, don't worry about what the other person is feeling. Worry about what you are feeling around that person. If somebody is giving you a bad feelings, that 9 out of 10 is not a good person. Sure. So move away from there. Yeah, and you know what? I appreciate what you're saying right now, that you actually initiate the conversations with your kids, and you are the one who actually does the work of building like a foundation, of making it easy for your kids to actually come to you and speak to you, so that if they face any challenges or they sense any vibes, you're making it easy for them to actually speak to you. So it's also one thing that we need to encourage each other as parents, to say, listen, make it easy for your kids to speak to you. If and it's never
never too late. If you feel like you are too strict as a parent to a point where your kids are scared of you, they don't want to share anything with you, you can always rebuild that. And the reason why it's important for you to do that is so that
Absolutely.
when they are going through anything, it should be easy for them to come to you for help. You should be the first person that they run to for help.
Absolutely. And then, I tell, this is the way, so there's a different kind of parenting style when it's come to our children, right?
Yeah.
There's no one way fix it all.
True.
It's almost like a try and error kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? But as a parent, right, everything starts with you because you are the parent of that particular child, right? So it's very important. Even me as a mother, I have to always recheck myself, right? I have to make sure I have enough strength and courage, not only to say it, but to show it in front of my children, because they are watching you and they're watching your movement, right? So in most cases, I tell most people that your children is going to use you as an example. Allow your children to use you as an example of what is okay and what is not okay. You understand what I mean? You have to show them from you. That is so that way when they face similar situation outside, they've already tried you, and then they see the way that you reacted to it, and you give them the safe space for their own reaction. You understand what I mean? Don't condemn them. Not everything you have to condemn.
True.
Like, oh, don't say that. Oh, why you say that? I'm your mother.
Yes.
You must listen.
Yes.
I mean, those things, we have to be very careful how we deliver those messages to them in a way that when they face similar situation that is not comfortable outside, they will know they'll be able to find courage within themselves, because you are not going to be with them every step. You understand what I mean?
True.
So, allow them to make mistake in front of you. Okay? And when they do make those mistakes, help them to come up with a solution by themselves. And if they need your help after that, then show them, okay, next time.
This is how you do it right.
Do this next time. Yes.
Yeah,
it's a lot to be. Parenting is not a joke. I'll tell you that.
You do it for the rest of your life. I remember on YouTube somebody was saying that, you know what, I know I'm a mother, but I'm not ready to be a mother, because you never get to a point where you say, I've mastered this thing, I'm killing it. It's really, you get surprised, because there's no manual on how to do it, and it can never be a one size fits all. You know what, I have to love you guys and leave you. I can see it's almost 12 o'clock now. I have to rush, but it was lovely. Hopefully we'll be able to have like a part 2 or something of this conversation, because I still feel like, you know what, because we don't have a lot of people right now because people are sleeping, maybe we can try maybe fit it for our usual lives that we do on Thursdays, maybe next week, and we'll take it from there. But I really appreciate your input together with my cousin who, in her absentia. Thank you so much. And for those who missed any part of the live, you're more than welcome to hop over to YouTube. You can watch the whole thing there and get to learn a thing or two. And if there's anything that you'd like to add on to whatever that has been said, you can do that. And if you think we should be able to do a part 2 of this, also mention that in the comment section on YouTube, and we'll make it happen. All right, I really appreciate you. Open floor. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Right, guys, I have to love you and leave you. Bye-bye. I have to rush now. Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Really appreciate you watching up until so far. God bless you. And